Hi guys, this is my gym. My brother is managing this guy. His name is Vinny Boy, and he's allowed me to use his song as my takeaway song. So let's start it over a little bit so you can hear it. Brush my teeth, proceed to the grind. Dream big, do bigger, a model to live by. Easier said than done, that's why I think most settle. This is Vinny Boy. No compromise when it comes to mine. Many on the trap don't get the concept of nickel and dime blind. To the limelight, incoherent to his hindsight, I shine bright. Every line hit hard like Iron Mike. It's about the Benjamins, that's why I fly high kite. Key attached, cause you never know when lightning might strike. Twice like life in this game of dice. The gamble, the risk, it all the feeling, never take flight. No feeling. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Denise Farrell, and I love doing lives. I love creating value for people on social media. And I love watching your comments after my videos. So if you like something that I said, comment. If you like it a lot, share it. And of course, give it a heart emoji, please, all right? Because I love creating value. So I'm reading this fantastic book called The 4 Agreements, all right? And The 4 Agreements is amazing. I read it, like I said before, I read it when I was in college, when I was 23 years old. And it was an amazing book, but I didn't really understand it. But now I do. So the first one I talked about before was being impeccable with your word, right? Using your words to empower people, spreading light to people, no gossiping. Don't talk about people behind their back. Just really spread love. And that's one thing that all of us are guilty of, because we used to get close to people by talking about other people. But in 2021, if you want true happiness, drop that habit. That is a bad habit. Don't ever talk about anyone. Don't even entertain it. And if you think that the conversation is leading that way, do your best to change the conversation. That will help you to break the spell off whatever is going on in your life, and you'll attract better things. Now, the second agreement he talks about was don't take things personally. Those of you who know me well know that I'm in sales, right? And I remember when my mentor, Melva, I called her one day and a customer had told me no, and she was very mean. And I called her one day and I said, oh my God, the customer was so mean to me. And she said, Denise, look at it this way. One, what if her son came home, he had a bad report card, her husband just put her down, and she got a bill that she knew she couldn't pay. And you called her, you're like, oh my goodness, I want to give you a facial. What's going to be her response? She's going to shut you down, right? But what if her son got all A's? Her husband came home with flowers. She got a check in the mail. And then you call her for a facial? She's going to be like, oh my goodness, I was wanting one of those. So guys, you cannot take things personally. Don't take it personally, because everybody is responding to you based on their experience, their life experiences, and what's going on around them. So let's talk about some things that Don Miguel Ruiz in the book, The 4 Agreements, suggests. All right, so first of all, he says, people respond based on their fears and insecurities. So if you tell someone you're going to do something and they tell you, no, you can't, or whatever, it's not about you. It's about them. So you now get to connect to a higher power and ask for guidance from God to show you how to do it. Because you may not even know how you're going to do it, but you just know that you got to do it. So remember, when people respond to you, sometimes it's based on what they're afraid of or their insecurities. It has nothing to do with you. Next thing, if you believe what they say, then you've already agreed to it. And it's like a part of your agreement. Maybe a part of you, he says, believes that, maybe I am like that person. And then you think about it. I know one of the things that I do sometimes, and I'm asking God to break that, is I think about it all the time, but it's time to stop that. Ask God to help you to break that habit. That's called ruminating. Ruminate on the good things. The good things that were said to you.
Focus on that, and then you'll get more of that. All right. That's one way you can break that agreement of taking things personally, because really people say things to you and it has nothing to do with you. All right. And if you like this, like I said, share it. If you know someone who needs to hear this, tell it to them, share it with them, because we all need a better 2021. We're going to have a better 2021. And as we start making these agreements by being impeccable with our word, and also of not taking things personally, then our life will be better and will rise and we'll become who God wants us to be. Another thing is remember that God's opinion is the only opinion that matters. Okay? A lot of times, I know I was guilty of it, where everybody's opinion mattered except mine and God's. And then I decided one day, you know what? Forget that. God's opinion is the only opinion that matters. And if I'm true to God, then I've done my part. All right. So you must remember now to tap into God, connect with God daily, ask for guidance, and God will guide you. And you'll know that you're being guided because things will happen during the day that make you that confirm what you're working on. You will see miracles upon miracles, and wonders will never cease in your life. All right. If this served you, please, like I said, share it with other people. And let me make sure I keep on my notes. All right. So one of the things with the 4 agreement is if you decide not to take anything personal, right? That anyone says or anything that happens in your life, just don't take it personally. If a car breaks down, don't take it personally. If you're, anything that happens that you find to be a misfortune, don't take it personally. All right. But then, because that's poison that you can use to sabotage yourself. But then also, this is the flip side. If someone tells you that you're amazing, don't take it personally. That's just based on how they're feeling. If someone tells you did a good job, don't take it personally, because guess what? That's just their perception at the moment. All right. You must know within yourself and the higher power that you serve, God, that you have done your best, and that God's opinion is the only opinion that matters. Did God think that you did a good job? Did you think that you did a good job? Did you do your best? And therefore, you won't have too much of a high esteem of yourself, and you won't have too much of a low esteem of yourself. For years, I had a very low esteem of myself, and therefore everybody's opinions matter. And my opinions, when I thought of my opinions, they were just negative opinions that other people said, agreements that I believed. So the way to break that is to make sure that you focus on what God says about you. And one of my favorite songs, you probably see it in our stories a lot, is You Say by Lauren Daigle. You focus on what God says about you. And when you focus on what God says about you, then everything else will be okay. Guys, I pray this created value for you. I want you to live your best 2021. I want you to be prosperous, not only in money, but in the gifts that moths cannot destroy and cannot rust. And that is true happiness. And the only way to get true happiness is to connect with your higher self, connect with God, and learn who you really are, what you really like, and learn to be true to yourself so that you can be used to empower others. Guys, I love you. You guys are awesome. I'll see you tomorrow as I talk about the 3rd agreement. All right? And let me know how these are working in your life as you go about life. Talk to you later. Bye.